Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's Big Story with me, Kwache Afreniama. Tonight, we bring you an exclusive interview with the acting national chairman of the new Patriotic Party, Mr. Freddie Blay, who addresses the most controversial issue within political circles today, the arrest and detention of some 3 South African nationals by the Bureau of National Investigations. In the following interview, Mr. Freddie Blay, among others, talks about efforts by the party to fight this matter to the bottom so far as the legal processes are concerned. Mr. Freddie Blay also tells me about how this entire matter is affecting the campaign of flag bearer Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I'm here with the acting national chairman of the MPP. The party addressed a press conference on Thursday to react to the development concerning the arrest of 3 South African nationals who were training some staff of party flag bearer Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. First off, Mr. Freddie Blay, you raise a rather serious issue. You say that the party has picked up intelligence, and this you picked up over a period, that the life of Nana Akufo-Addo and his running mate, Dr. Bawumia, were in danger. Over what period did you pick up this intelligence?
I said that over a few weeks, we've picked up over time. That has been coming incessant. We've been informed that be very careful. It could happen, some of these things. So we decided, instead of being alarmist, now let's take steps to tighten up the security around these 2 individuals, particularly the leadership of our party. And that's exactly why we, instead of even merely relying on the training that they've had previously, we said let's enhance it, get more people involved in the trading, and those who have specialized knowledge in that field to come and boost the training of our guards, particularly regarding these 2.
And I'm wondering, this intelligence you picked up, what was the sort of danger to their lives, that someone wanted to assassinate them or what?
As I said, we don't want to go into the details. I've made it clear that we have very reliable intelligence that they could be at risk if we don't take steps to ensure that they are protected. Of course, it's not foolproof. We've done what we can. Several other steps have been taken. But amongst all, we want to ensure that those who are closely guarding them become very sharp, alert, and know exactly what they are supposed to do. Even drivers are to be trained. So in case they are on a highway and anything happens, they could take care of the lives of these 2 personalities. That's exactly what we are referring to.
And did the threat on their lives go beyond these 2 individuals themselves, or extended to their families? You made a point about their wives, Mrs. Bawumia and Mrs. Akufo.
Now we want to have them also protected. If we are protecting,
also, these persons were also targeting them?
I don't want to be specific. I did not go beyond the saying that we picked up intelligence. When Americans say that they picked up intelligence that this country could be bombed and so forth, they only share intelligence with the relevant bodies. That's all. They don't go ahead and tell the whole world that they've decided to come and bomb Parliament House or kill a parliamentarian and so forth and so on. But what I can assure you is that we picked up intelligence that the life could be in danger. And if we don't make sure that they are closely guarded, we don't make sure that their VIP protection unit very strengthened. That's exactly what I told you.
And since you picked up this intelligence, have you reported the matter to the police?
I told you we haven't reported the matter to the police. We are taking steps to ensure that it doesn't happen. One of them is to bring people to come and train those around. Indeed, many things do happen when we are on the campaign train. Some people can even break the chain and come and attack. There have been individuals, women, maybe innocently or not, who have rushed on the presidential candidate. In some cases, even harming him or putting his life in danger. But in not all these cases that we could report to the police. But this one, see, we've closely gathered it. we are taking steps to ensure that such things don't happen. We don't want to.
On a serious matter like this, the lives of individuals, two prominent figures, the two most prominent figures in your party, you saw no need to report to the security agencies?
So far, we have not. And we have very good reasons for not.
What are those reasons?
We picked intelligence, and we want you to remain.
I'm wondering. I'm sure anyone watching would wonder why you feel the lives of your flag bearer and his running mate are in danger, and you choose not to report to the police.
We are saying that we're taking steps to ensure that nothing untoward happens to their life. We want to take steps to do that. We who believe in his safety, we who want to make sure that he is guarded very well, we will not take chances.
Is it that you do not believe the police, for example, could adequately, avert this possible?
I've not said that. It's your own
Why
words.
didn't you report?
So we haven't reported because
intend reporting?
maybe sometime later, if you want to, if it becomes necessary, it's possible we may, but not at this
The
stage.
party is considering reporting to the
We say we are not considering it as I talk to you now.
And another interesting issue you talked about, and this was one of the revelations you made, that the equipments that were brought in for the security agency to use to train your men were cleared by customs official. You quoted 5,000 Ghana cedis as the amount that was paid.
Custom duties, yes.
So the point here is that you met all the legal processes, all the processes you had to go through to, to ensure that this training could take place in the first place.
That's true.
And what were these equipments? These equipments you brought in?
Toy guns, airbags, sandbars, a whole lot of other things that were necessary for their training. I wouldn't be too specific about them because I was not there, but we know that 5,000 cedis was paid to the customs to clear them under the auspices of the Delta company, the security company. That's what we did.
And let's talk about the charges, Mr. Blay. The party wants the charges against the 5 dropped completely. Why? That's one of the demands you are making.
I went through with you to what happened. We never lied to you. It's straight, unless you had questions to ask how they came in.
You mentioned, for example...
Finish. You mentioned, for example, the man, Hafiz, is an expert in trading close VIP protection. Trainees. He does that. When you saw that people who were retired, and we brought them in through a security agency, that's Delta Security Services. They came in legitimately. They said they were coming here on a business visa, business of training security personnel around VIPs. Cleared all accoutrement that they were coming to use. They were in a hotel training them. Training them. There's no law in this country stopping them from training people or coming in to come and train anybody. They call it false declaration. And they say they are arresting them for training. At first, they made it look like as if they were a threat to the security. No threat to the security. This is what they've been doing.
And an interesting
point. That's why they've charged them before court after 48, not more than 48. It's about 5 days. Because they brought them.
Sunday.
That's right. It's wrong.
And an interesting point you made,
Yes,
the fact
it's
that...
only meant to harass us. It's meant to intimidate us. Particularly when they've picked up, they've also charged the leader of the security of our 2 leadership.
And an interesting point you made was about the fact that one of the charges, unlawful training, does not even exist in the criminal code.
So far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist. Except it was a military training. There was no military training.
And yesterday, an interesting issue came up. The Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Sefa Sata, revealed that, in fact, in 2012, the police offered protection for all opposition flag bearers, including your flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo. And this year, they intend doing same.
We mentioned it in our press conference.
But the impression that...
That's when I described that he was disingenuous.
Why so?
Why? Last 2012, they gave protection about 3 weeks before the election. 3 weeks before the election. We've elected our presidential candidate. Got it to 2 years now. So within that time, it must not be protected. We should not protect him. Individuals in their homes even hire security men to protect them. In my private house, I have security men protecting me. They need training.
So you're saying your point is simply that the duration within which they provided the men
was totally inadequate. Totally inadequate. 3 weeks before election. And you say you've been giving us it. That's why we even make us a bit apprehensive of the conduct of even the security agencies.
What conduct do you have?
Because what are you talking about? Why do you step in to say that you've been giving us training? What do you do? Maybe you don't know it. Either you don't know it or deliberately being indeed disingenuous. That's what I said.
But, Mr. Blair, I'll ask you the same question I asked your Deputy Communication Director when I spoke to him on Wednesday. Will the MPP be willing to accept in this year's election, ahead of the election, the security that will be provided by the police?
We will not say we won't accept it. In addition to what we ourselves are going to provide, let them come. Why not? If they're going to bring policemen to...
If they come, would you still need these men?
Why not? We want it trained. We even prefer that these people train those that they will provide.
Why so?
Because we are convinced they need a training.
The police, you want your men to train the police, Mr. Blake?
What is wrong with
these are trained men.
Sometimes the police might have had training on handling weapons, might not know how to do, how many VIPs. The policemen may have not have been around President Mahama. In all cases in the past, those who give protection to heads of state are trained outside. In most cases, they train outside.
So you want these men who are brought in to train the police?
If we had our way, we would do it that way. If we had our way, it's the best thing. If they are not in breach of any law in this country, why? In fact, we get a bit worried, as I said, very apprehensive, when you even seem to question why you should train your people. It's like you are with your brother, and he's training how to undertake karate, how to be a black belt, and you are worried. Now, why should you train yourself to be a black belt? I get worried. Do you want to beat me? Do you want to attack me? Particularly when we've picked up intelligence that it's possible we could be attacked.
Talking about this intelligence again, you rope in the NDC and the President John Mahama administration, and listening to you, you seem to suggest that they have something to do with this possible attack.
If they don't have anything to do with it, they should agree for us to be training our people. That's not wrong. When you don't even stop them, but you are charging them for training our people. We get worried.
So you believe the NDC has a hand in this?
See, I'm persuaded to believe that. But I don't want to stretch it too far. I'm saying that all we are doing is that to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And we don't want to take chances. When President John Mahama is going anywhere, he has lots of policemen, security details, unarmed, none in uniform, some in uniform, some armed, following him, going ahead of him. We consider Nana Addo Dankwa as our presidential candidate, the next president. We will do everything to protect his life. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless we've gone to hire guns, secret guns, hiding in our boots, ready to misbehave. We are not doing that. Except we want the people around him to be sharp, to be active, to be alert, and to see things maybe that me and you may not see. And to be ready to maneuver, ready to do what is expected of them. If we are doing that kind of training, if we are undertaking that training for our people, you brought them before court, charge them. Now listen, can you fathom the reason why people should be charged for undertaking training for VIP guards? If you can convince
the BNI says that they suspect that the activities could be linked to a possible security threat, especially in view of terrorist attacks in the sub-region.
Then they might as well come and close down our office. Anything that you do, anything that you hold, could be anything. You might as well close down our office. We've proved beyond doubt all along, been very peaceful, observing the laws. These people have gone through the history, the circumstances of them coming in, clean. They're as clean as you can imagine. And yet you say that you want to arrest them. Maybe you've investigated them. Why don't you leave them? Why have you brought charges against them?
From all indications, the BNI and government is willing to go all ends to prosecute your men. Is MPP willing to battle this matter to the end?
We are more than determined. We have no choice. We have been arrested. We need to defend ourselves. People have been arrested. We stand ready to go all the way.
Is this entire, conversation, discussion, and the controversy is generated, is it really distracting you from your main agenda of prosecuting your campaign?
Yes, it's distracting us. My brother, we are extremely worried. That's why we've given this interview or this press conference, address this press conference.
So it's distracting the party's campaign?
We say it can possibly distract us.
Is it?
I would say that if the head of security of our presidential candidate has been picked and been brought before court, he will be free to supervise the security. We will make do. God will provide. We will attempt to plug in the holes.
How exactly is that affecting the campaign? Is it that it's affecting
Saying
the
that the
progress
man
movement?
is in charge of his security. You are putting him before
I
court.
want you to tell me in what exact terms is affecting the campaign. Tell me.
Look here. Before the presidential candidate will move one place to the other, he has to go and ask to inspect it and give a go-ahead and so forth. Deliberately arrested him, put him before court. Anything could happen. Maybe it is deliberate to distract us. But as I said, I won't play the ostrich, say that it won't distract us. But God will provide. He will make sure that our campaign is prosecuted.
Your party seems concerned also about a possible diplomatic row between South Africa and Ghana as a result
We've
of this.
referred to it. That is not the best thing, particularly when clean, good people, businessmen from South Africa have been brought in to come and help. You arrest them without trying them for about 4 or 5 days and put them before court. Haven't done nothing. It's an embarrassment. It could lead to a row, diplomatic row, but we've referred to it. But I think that is for South Africa to take on with Ghana.
Has the party itself been engaging officials of the South African?
We've talked to them, yes. We've talked to them.
And finally, Mr. Blay, tell me, this has all been about the party saying one thing, the BNI also acting the way it wants. What's going to be next for the party so far as this issue is concerned?
We've asked that. We've asked that the government should allow the BNI to do its work professionally. Shouldn't turn them into a political police to intimidate the opposition, to harass its opponents. It's not good. history in this country point to the fact that if you do that, it destroys the institution. It's a fine institution. The security authorities in this country should be up and doing, but they should be very neutral, positively neutral. They should not take on such cases. It's not good. It doesn't help. But what we've also pointed out that come what may, we are ready to battle it out. Come November 7th. We're ready. This one will not distract us. We are determined to fight harder, even harder, to ensure that change comes. That's exactly what we're going to do.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Blay. So that was the acting national chairman of the new Patriotic Party, Mr. Freddie Blay, in that interview with me early on after their press conference on Thursday to address that controversial issue of the arrest of some 3 South Africans for training some staff of Nana Akufo-Addo ahead of the 2016 general election. You heard him, among others, talk about that interesting point, for example, that he wants the police service to avail themselves to be trained by these South African security people, the security agency. That'll be it for today's big story. My name is Kwache Afreniama.